Hey guys, thank you for joining us. My name is Daniel with Constantine Media, and today we are at DreamHack Dallas, in Dallas, obviously, with Restream. And we're sitting here with Anya and David, and this is all presented to you by Cyber City Media. So thank you for joining us. We're going to go into Restream, which is a company out of Austin that allows you to multi-stream to several different platforms. We actually interviewed these guys last year at DreamHack Austin, and so we wanted to follow up a little bit and find out what changes have happened in that year's time, because we know that you guys have launched new products and new services and things have been updated and upgraded, and so we wanted to see where everything was right now and how people could utilize the services with some of the more stringent TOS that we've seen with different platforms like Twitch, like YouTube, and Mixer. And so we wanted to make sure that we can kind of give you guys more resources on how to be able to monetize your stream better, and then to also improve your stream should you need to. So if you wanted to jump into, just some of those updates for us, that'd be great.
Yeah, sure. So there are obviously a lot of things that happened between last year and now. One of the probably most obvious things that you would see as a regular Restream user is some changes that happened to our analytics.
Okay.
So it's extremely important. We believe it's extremely important for streamers to be able to track their performance on multiple platforms. And different platforms offer that opportunity on their end, but analytics are not consistent through different platforms, and that they're not always best. So if you look at the analytics page on Restream, you will see that we give you a pretty profound and deep dive into your concurrent viewers, your averages and maxes. You can see your views, you can see your watched minutes. We also collect information on your engagement, such as your chatters, your number of messages, and the sentiment, trending keywords, trending emojis. So
That's interesting. Okay.
You can kind of see like what kind of most used emojis or phrases or words were in your past stream or in the past week, in the past months, whatever time period you select.
And it gives you that consistency with all of that data from everything that you're using, be it Facebook, YouTube,
Yes,
Mixer, whatever.
exactly. It's the same. Yeah, it's the same stuff for all platforms where we do collect that data. So it's not all 30 platforms that we are supporting analytics with, but the major ones, like the ones you named, including Twitch and Mixer and YouTube and Facebook, are going to be there. And yeah, you can see them separately by each platform. You can see them cumulatively, and that's, I think, is very helpful for people who are trying to kind of monitor their progress in different areas and see which platforms need more love, which platforms kind of like don't do well for them, maybe worth dropping. And yeah, it just gives you a lot of data to make data-driven decisions on how you want to proceed growing your community.
Okay, and then you did mention that you're able to get that if you're multi-streaming to different places, but with the TOS that we've seen where there are specific restrictions to, if you're a partner on certain platforms, you're not able to restream to other areas. And so you mentioned, David, that there is a way in which to do that, not necessarily multi-streaming, but you're able to still utilize those analytics.
Yeah, you're able to utilize the functions. So with Restream, the common stipulation with Restream is that, hey, Restream is only a multi-broadcasting platform, but it has so many more functions that people are not tapping into. And which one of them is like doubling. So doubling is to where you can stream on 2 of the same channels on what you have added. So 2 Twitches, 2 Facebooks, 2 YouTubes. So if you have that TOS to where you have the non-compete, you can't have it on a different service, but you can have 2. So if you have a esports team, you want to stream on their channel and your channel at the same time, you can.
So we would have to be careful with that, though, because I reread Twitch's TOS last night, and they do specifically say that you cannot stream to two channels simultaneously, even on Twitch. So it might be different on YouTube or it might be different on Facebook, but I know from reading Twitch's TOS that they don't want you to be able to have, and I'm just using this as a kind of a hyperbole, but 10 channels all receiving that same sort of attention, but targeting different groups.
Right.
To where then, you can give attention in different areas. That to them is you being able to monetize on 10 different areas, and they don't like that because you would have the same ad, let's say, across all 10 different areas. So then it would be that ad revenue times 10, even though it's the same content.
And
So-
especially if you have a high CCU.
And they want to make sure that they're curbing that. So I think that's why that specific TOS is in play. But it might not be the case with YouTube and Facebook.
Right.
That's something that I would just suggest you guys that are kind of viewing this, check the TOS with that specific platform to see if that's available. But there are some platforms that allow it. And also on streaming on multiple platforms, you can do it on Mixer, even as a partner, and you can do it on Facebook. So you do have some platforms that do give you that versatility, but Twitch specifically has a lot of very specific language in their TOS that ensures that you're not able to do that because they want it to be focused on your specific audience and your specific community on Twitch.
Right. Well, that being said, like I know that a lot of esports teams and professional companies, enterprise clients do that all the time. So I'm not sure if that closes new or maybe it doesn't apply to everybody.
They might have a custom contract within Twitch, like what
That could
Disney
be it,
had.
yeah.
Disney had it to where they can actually stream to their YouTube and to Twitch at the same time.
Yeah, because lots of esports teams, as well as game publishers and game developers, would absolutely stream to their publishing page, to the event page, when, for example, they have a tournament or new release or some kind of event like E3 or GDC, and they definitely do it through Twitch, and that's absolutely allowed.
They also might, so for those websites, if you're using the website, it also might be embedding, because I know we've seen that on different websites where you're able to take your Twitch page and embed it on your website so that you are streaming technically to that area, but it's also present on your website. But again, we've seen a lot of different people that'll come back and they'll have different contracts with Twitch. We've seen other streamers, once they have a higher sub count, and it's very much a concurrent count that's over a certain threshold, that they're able to renegotiate their contract. And so Twitch, as much as we're kind of talking about their general TOS, there are certain people that have enough reputation and clout and enough of a following that they can have special rules. One great example that we've seen with PayPal, with speaking with, I'm not going to name names just because I kind of don't want to put their business out there, but a very large streamer was able to get it to where they no longer have chargebacks.
Oh, yeah.
And that's something that's kind of a big sticking point in streaming itself, because it's, someone donates $1 and their mom says, no, you stole my credit card, and now you're getting charged $20 and losing $19.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. But some of these other streamers, they're able to get to that level
Right.
where they can negotiate with PayPal directly and say, no, we're not.
Well,
doing
I think
this.
it's generally a good rule. Hey, read the contract that you're signing.
Definitely.
Definitely follow the rules of the platform or any kind of service that you decide to use. So that's definitely good idea to do that all the time. But yeah, was doubling again. Just read your contract carefully, and there is potentially an opportunity for you to use
Definitely.
Restream to go to two platforms, to two channels in one platform at the same time.
Restream as a service is something that you can utilize in a very strategic way. Just make sure you're kind of covering your six on that one and reading through what you're doing. But like Anya's saying, there's so many different ways in which to use it that you can find that kind of niche for yourself even within a specific TOS.
Right, and there are other things that I'm sure David is.
Oh, there's a lot more. So
Dig in, man.
All right, so there's fallback, and so if you're on any type of place streaming and there's a bad server, you're gonna have your stream go down, and you lose your account, and then you're trying to get it back up, and you're worrying about it. Well, with fallback, you actually have multiple servers you can select that are close by, and if you have a detection of an issue on any server, you can just automatically switch to it without your stream going down.
Would you have to manually switch to it, or does it automatically switch to one?
It would auto switch.
Oh, that's awesome.
If there's a problem with one, you can set thresholds. If there's a problem with one, it'll automatically switch to the next one.
That's awesome. Okay. That automatically gives a lot of people security. We've seen streams go down, especially in kind of these highlight moments.
Yeah.
And it's really unfortunate for the audience, but also, again, when we look at the business side, the monetization for that streamer, it automatically hurts them and their brand, especially if it happens consistently. Are there any requirements, do they have to have strong internet or anything like that for these services? Or Are there any other
At
restrictions?
least you have to have at least 10 to 20 upload.
Okay.
So to carry a good stream.
reasonable.
Yes. It's not above the top. You don't need to have fiber internet.
Okay.
So, but there's also with that multiple ingest, and that is one of my favorite. It's so versatile because you can do mobile streaming, like IRL, and then say you're wanting to play a PC game, but you just got done doing IRL because you had to go outside and take the dog out, and you have those cute moments, but you want to go in and go on your PC to play some PUBG. So what you're going to do is you're going to log onto your PC, and you're going to activate the other ingest server, and you're just going to switch over to your PC without the stream going down.
Oh, so you no longer have to shut down and kind of start
Exactly.
everything back up again.
Exactly. And you can have like a set scene too. In OBS or Streamlabs, whatever you use, you can have a set scene to where you can just switch over and just have that server just activated like a profile.
Yeah.
Stream profile. And then also with multiple ingests, you can give it to a friend. Like if you wanted to do a talk show, you could split it. So you have multiple incoming services that you can just split down the side so you have like two people talking. So it's a talk show. So you don't have to actually capture Skype or Discord video and have that extra long latency.
So could you, for example, I know Twitch is in that cusp of introducing squads and things like that. Could you right now on Twitch, utilizing Restream, have more or less a duos match?
Yes, you can. You can have multiple ingests. You can have, like they have squads for 4. You can easily do that with multiple ingest.
Okay. And are there any specific specs or requirements for that?
Just
to
moderately well internet, really.
Okay.
It doesn't require a lot, which is surprising.
Fair enough.
It's very surprising.
I mean, it's kind of nice just because those are kind of those, not even latency issues, but those production issues that we've seen with a lot of streams where you have these technical issues that it's a great brand, but it hurts it in the long run because it's a problem that you don't expect them to have.
Right.
And when they do, you're taken aback a little bit. And so it's good to have a service that really kind of takes away a lot of those issues. And so if someone were to utilize those services, how much is it per month for them to be able to do that?
They're looking at spending around $50 a month.
Okay.
Well, that's for the whole set, like basically doing all of those things. But
they get so much more in that plan.
But you can do it piecemeal. You can do just, singular services, correct?
Right. So most of the model is subscription. So you basically pick the plan that reflects the most needs that you have. And there's like this basic plan that's free, which does not include a fallback feature. And then you get to standard and to professional. So, and depending on how many of those things that David described you want bundled up, that's going to determine how much you're going to pay.
And is it restream.com? Is it restream.io?
It's just Restream.io.
Okay.
Just.
Yes.
Just that.
No need to confuse it.
There's a dot in there somewhere. I know how the internet works.
Yep.
Yes.
Always.
Come on, man.
So there's also this other new feature that it kind of comes back to the question, what's new? But it also kind of filters into the question of how you could utilize Restream even if you are exclusive to one specific platform. So that go live thing. We recently launched this opportunity for people to not actually have OBS or any other capture system. So basically just turn on your camera, whether it's your laptop camera or any kind of other camera, and then you just go live from there, which is great for IRL, which is great for non-gaming content, like any kind of beauty bloggers, any kind of life coaches, any kind of educational, related to educational channels and content creators.
And you can also do it directly from your phone, I assume?
You could, again, like you kind of have to rely on like really good internet because in order to maintain the quality. But yeah, David, if you want to comment on that too,
the
from a
website
technical
is
perspective.
mobile friendly. There's lots of requests for apps, but like we say, it's mobile friendly. You can already do so much with it. You don't need an app.
The only question I ask is I'm thinking, let's say someone's doing IRL and they're in the gym and they're fitness focused and they want to just set up their phone real quick while they show you the right way to do bench press. I just want to know if that was something that people could do, or
you could utilize your phone, but you may have to rotate it a couple times to get to the right menus.
Okay.
But it's totally doable.
Okay. And is there any focus on being able to? Is there more focus on mobile, to where you make Restream as versatile as it is for PC and for streaming? Is it possible to take it and make it even more versatile by combining it with this, lightweight, superpowered little computer that we have?
Right. So that's a great question. We get it a lot. When is Restream app coming? Like, why not on mobile? So the reason why it's not there just yet is because if you think about it from a professional content creation perspective, which in the end of the day, Restream is primarily designed for professional content creators, your phone is not really the best device, especially if you're thinking about professional gaming content creation. Because even your best phone that you can think of is not necessarily built to run a game, to run your video, your audio, your chat, all in that same one screen. So because of that, we don't really focus on that, because to make it right and to get great product out there, it will take a lot of resources and it will take a lot of time, and we will basically have to pivot our business model into mobile from PC. So that's why we're not rushing into it just yet, but we're definitely looking into that stuff, and more things coming up and more things.
Definitely, as technology also gets stronger,
Exactly.
as phones get better, you're going to have more of a need for it than you do now, because production quality would have increased by that point.
Yeah, absolutely. And expectations and opportunities and tools will come. So when everything lines up and we feel like we get this opportunity to build that right product for our users, we definitely will.
And then can you touch on some of, you mentioned a little while ago while we were off camera that you're going to be at conventions and working with new partners. Can you kind of tell us about some of these new partners and where you guys will be and what the goal and purpose is of being at these different conventions?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now, as we speak, we are proudly sponsoring, we're proudly sponsoring DreamHack Stream Studio here in Dallas. This is the first time when Restream is officially sponsoring it, and we're very, very happy with what we're seeing. The studio is big. There are a lot of content creators there.
They do a great job. Shout out to Eric Lind.
Yeah, it's awesome. We're so happy, and we're so grateful for the opportunity to be here, and I believe that the results are going to be really amazing. We are bringing that value to those streamers as well. We're educating them on the product. We let them we can actually show them right there if they want to choose use Restream while they are live today.
Definitely.
Or tomorrow. We can definitely walk them through that and show them.
Well, you also have David, who's used the service so often and also works for the company and has streamed and has been on YouTube and all these other platforms to where, he has firsthand experience on how to walk.
Absolutely, and it helps that he is a Twitch partner himself. Yeah. It helps that he can educate people on what they're allowed to do and what they're not allowed to do, and what other benefits, like he described earlier, they could actually take advantage of. On other shows, we are going to E3, of course. That's going to be mainly B2B stuff, so we're going to be talking to game publishers and game developers and enterprise packages for them, so how they could use Restream professionally. We're also planning VidCon, which is another conference that is focusing on content creators and videos in general. So it's not as gaming centered at most of our events, but it's also a great part of our community.
Are there any plans to be at TwitchCon?
We actually considered going to TwitchCon in Berlin. We kind of decided way too late, so we didn't have a chance to plan the travel and everything. We are definitely, so we actually went to TwitchCon last year, the one that was in California, in San Jose.
No, we hung out.
Oh, yeah, it was Morgan, right? It was our business development guy. And we are definitely considering this year as well. We might go to Gamescom in Germany. It's kind of like a European version of GDC.
Never been, but I kind of want to go.
I want to go too, because I think it's important to have that personal contact with our European community. Like we have an office and we have some people working in Kiev, so it's probably going to be mainly that team traveling there. But it's good to have that presence.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially because they are that team that's on the ground right there, so they really need to be able to also listen to what the desires are of that market as well, and be able to you know have different services that might maybe be more needed in Europe than they are in the U.S.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we love that. So yeah, coming back to kind of conclude your question, like what are we getting out of those events? Yeah, is that opportunity to do that face-to-face interaction with our users, with our community, with people who are using us as individual streamers, as well as game publishers and developers who are using us for their in-house streaming. Or any other applications. So it's really good to have that personal feedback, to get their opinion, to get their requests and kind of like wish lists, because we love to listen to those things and implement as they come.
Definitely. And you guys did mention that there will be some news coming up in the next couple of weeks, couple of months in regards to Restream and how they're expanding. It'll be some really big news. But I wanted you to get an opportunity to plug your social media and then also give out your contact information should you wish to everyone that's watching. That way they're able to keep up with those updates and just hear that great news.
Yeah, absolutely. So the easiest way to follow us is on Twitter at restream.io without the dot, just all together in one word. Yeah, so we also have our Discord server, same Discord/Restream. So that's another way to connect for community, for individual streamers. We have quite a big server right now. It's over 25,000 people. One of the biggest actually on Discord. Yeah, so it's we're very proud of that. Our community manager is very proud of that because it's his baby. He built it.
I'm there. I do stuff.
And when it comes to news that we are preparing to announce very soon is Restream is getting ready to offer some in-platform, in-Restream monetization opportunities for content creators. So that's going to be a platform, like an automated opportunity to do that. That is going to be released soon, hopefully by the end of June. So keep an eye on our Twitter, on our Discord, and on your Restream dashboard, because if you're a streamer, you might just get another little icon there popping up saying, oh, you have an opportunity to make some money by playing video games. So that's all I can share for now.
Yeah.
And I'm leading that project, so I would be a good contact for both game publishers interested in working with us on sponsored content, as well as streamers and individual content creators interested in monetizing with us.
And that really just moves the entire industry forward. We've seen a lot of streamers get successful on different platforms, but being able to monetize in different ways with companies that we know are looking out for the best interest of the streamers really helps in pushing that as a potential career for a lot of different people, which is really exciting. Thank you all for tuning in. Best way to reach me would be on Twitter at Danijel Leiner, DANIJEL LEINER. And thank you to Cyber City Media for having us out here at DreamHack. Anything else you guys wanted to add before we kind of
just keep streaming, playing, and being awesome.
Build your brand. You have so many platforms to choose from, and just have fun with it.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a good one.